Tuesday, December 31st, 2024. Hey, everybody. Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm Alan, your host, bringing you horse racing today. 2024 coming to a close. Can you believe that? We have some horse racing news and notes. A lot going on. 2025 tomorrow, 2024, last day of 2024. Where does the time go? We'll talk about that and more, but first, coffee. Tim Hortons today. Excellent. So smooth. So Tim Hortons coffee, first had it in Canada on a cruise to Halifax. They have Tim Hortons. They call it Canada's favorite coffee. They're located around. We had it in Halifax. It was tremendous. And then I had it now. That was 14 and a half years ago on a cruise at the Halifax at the port or whatever over there, or mall along the water. Anyway, great coffee. I got it in the beans, grind it up. It is just terrific. I guess it's kind of like not a Starbucks, like a Dunkin' Donuts would be around in the States, but great coffee. 2025 coming up. 2024, we take a look at that. 2024. Where's the time go? Now, I started this channel, All Horse Racing All the Time. I started that back. It's just turned 2 years and 5 months ago, late July of 2022, right? And that just seems like forever ago. So long ago. It seems like so long ago. I guess there's so many hours in a day and you want to squeeze things in. And sometimes I find that even tough to do, especially now with a fully packed schedule with the show and doing the handicapping. But some people say, 2022 or 2020, whatever the year may be, they say, it just seems like it was yesterday. Not to me. It seems like a long time ago. But that's a good thing. And when I think about the channel now, when I started this channel back then, I said, what kind of YouTube channel can we do? I said, well, let's do something with horse racing, because that's basically what I'm known for. People think of Alan or Al. What does he know? They think of me, boom, first thing that comes to mind, horse racing, handicapping, playing, winning, a lot of winners, uncanny winners. It's like those football players that have that uncanny ability to catch the ball in the crowd. Well, I have that uncanny ability to come up with big winners, but it's not really uncanny. Now, I brought this channel here. What did I want to do? I wanted to share how I do it, and help other players improve their game, whether they're beginners, whether they're intermediate players, or even if they're experienced players. I want to show them how I can do it and how it's possible to get to win at this game and enjoy it at the same exact time and get better and better and better. So that's what I wanted to bring to the table. And what I've also found, I wanted to promote the sport here on this channel. If you look back at this channel, All Horse Racing All the Time, I'm going off here a little bit, but I thought it just came to me like that on the fly here, just starting this show. When I wanted to show the people how enjoyable, what a great community, what a great sport horse racing is. It really is like no other. No sport has ever given back to me the experience that horse racing has given. The handicapping. I love the handicapping. I love the looking over, the analysis, presenting that out there and showing. And I like to share. I like to, part of me wants to show them, hey, look, this guy is getting it done. I want to show it, but I also, not just that, I want to help people improve their game. I have a lot of videos out there, all handicapping specific. We'll have guests on the show talking about handicapping, angles, different subjects, whether it be different types to play, money management, what have you. But the community that I have experienced in horse racing, the camaraderie among fans and players alike, it is just, I've made such terrific friends over the years since I got started in horse racing. Really, I got started with the handicapping in 2007. but I got started with the horse racing and the playing analysis and going online. Social media has really brought this game to the front for me. What I do, that's where I became known in horse racing among horse players and in horse racing people. When I had my blog talk radio podcast, I started that around 2012 and started making my picks nationally, and then also on other platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and suddenly people start to say, well, who the hell is this guy? The Win Big campaign, that's how I promoted myself in the beginning, but then they would see I would post my picks online. Suddenly I had people reaching out to me that were actually worked in the business and wanted to have me on their shows and talk about it. And I became very close friends with some of them. And it's growing. It's a great group of people. It's horse racing. Some people, they'll say, oh, well, horse racing, it's gambling. That is just such a small percentage of what horse racing brings to the table as a sport goes. Do you see a bunch of gamblers, people betting on horses, the gambling community? Yeah, maybe at a Gamblers Anonymous meeting, but you're not going to see it in horse racing. It's a whole different game, and it's a whole different sport because some people are into figuring things out, analysis, finding out the winners, looking at the PPs, watching the races. Some people are like that, and it's a whole different element. It really is a game where you can get good at it and also make friends and also win money and have a thrill and root for these horses out there, or your trainers or your jockeys. There's no other world out there like horse racing. So I figured when I started this channel, why not do something I love? Now, I used to be known for a lot of different things along the years, growing up right into adulthood, right into the present. I had my different things, my different niches, if you want to call it that. In the beginning, as a kid, I was known as the track guy, winning track awards, whatever, sprinting. Also, my mile was my other event. I got known for that. Then in the early 70s, when chess became big, Bobby Fischer, whatever, I was watching those chess games on TV. Shelby Lyman, I think he was the analyst, and they would show whether Fischer, Spassky made a move, and they'd be analyzing it, and I'd be buying these chess books. All of a sudden, I became a chess prodigy. 12, 13, 14 years old. My dad used to take me. God, this is coming back. My dad used to take me to play against his friends, right? And these were guys that he knew that prided themselves in their chess. And here I was, this kid, this 13 years old, whatever, playing and beating these men. And they were like, holy shit. So all of a sudden I started in adult circles. I suddenly had a reputation. I was known for chess. So that went on. And from there. But what's different about these different things? Then for a while it was bowling. I was going to be a pro bowler, a million bowling trophies all over the place, winning stuff like that. And it went on. Then I was the math guy in school. I mean, that was the thing, and the subjects. Was I like a straight A student in school? In college, I was. When I went back to college, Dean's List 4.0. But in school, where was I? Like an 80-something student, but I'd be getting hundreds in math like nothing. And everyone knew me that I was the math guy. So horse racing is kind of a thing there. Although horse racing is not a lot of math, but it's numbers. It's numbers. They're from there. So I was known as the math guy. Then I was the sports guy, always sports, watching sports. I knew every statistic of every player in the different leagues, be it the NHL or baseball, especially, and the Stratomatic baseball, all that stuff. Then it was the computer guy. I'm known for that. That's what I worked in the business profession, professionally for years, and started off as a computer programmer, then programmer analyst. But what differed with these and horse racing? Now, all those other things, they don't think of that. They think of me, Alan. First thing that comes to mind, horse racing. Horse racing. That's what they know me for. How does horse racing differ from those other things that I was known for, and I was really passionate about. I went balls to the wall with all of those things, where I was just obsessed, whether I was practically living in a bowling alley or constantly reading chess books or playing in chess tournaments or whatever it may be. All of those things, golf for a while, whatever they may be, I would just all in, and then all of a sudden the passion for them would dry up. It was like, I'm not really interested in bowling so much. I don't want to be in a smoky bowling alley all the time. You know, it was fun. I was good at it, but now let's pass. The chess, yeah, I lost the thrill of that as we got into past 70, 76, 77, I would only play on certain days, days when other good players were going to be around. So it was just something, but if the passion wasn't there, I wasn't reading chess books anymore. I wasn't bowling anymore. I stopped bowling really in leagues in the mid 80s or so. But even then, it wasn't like to be a pro anymore. Then it was just to have fun with friends in bowling leagues. So, and as far as the computer stuff goes, I rose quickly in the profession, but that dried up. The interest there dried up as well. Yeah. As something I enjoy doing on my own in my free time. Yeah, the computers is fun. But after I was doing the computer programming and analysis as a job, sitting in a cube most of the time, or just meeting with other users, talking about how we're going to design this program, what it has to do. After four years or so, I swore, and even told the other people I knew, I say, I am going to get out of this business, because I had already lost the thrill. At first, it was a novelty. It was like, holy crap, I can program a computer. This is great. And I was obsessed. When I even on the job, I'd have the computer listing, the program. If I had to go take a dump or something, I'd take a listing with me and be looking at it in the fucking stall. I was obsessed. I would bring programs home with me to look at, work at it at home on my dime, on my watch. And I'd go in sometimes on Saturdays or Sundays. It was like where I worked with the computers, especially if you have to go in at night to fix something, a program. This is before the days of dialing in on a computer. You would what am I looking for? I just lost my train of thought. Let me take a sip of coffee. Oh, the pass to the building. I go in sometimes on a Saturday or maybe even a Sunday. And I started to rise quickly in the profession. They're like, oh, Alan, look how dedicated he is. He's coming in on Sunday working on this program and they could see on the clock. And I'd be in there really working. I wouldn't just go in there and sit around. I'd be pumping up these programs. At the time, it was COBOL or whatever, writing these things, listings, computer listings, 100 pages long. I still have these programs, the files of these programs that I would save, used to save them to a floppy disk or whatever, a 3.5, and then bring them home. And anyway, I'm tired of that. But what's the difference with horse racing? The passion has only grown. Passion has only grown with the horse racing. In the beginning, the passion was as a fan. I didn't play the game, but I was a fan. I followed the races, the Triple Crown races, and made my fun predictions. But watched the horses. I really loved it. I think the first big race that I watched was the Secretariat Triple Crown victory. I watched that race. We were sitting around the TV with family and friends. And that was my introduction. That's the first horse race I can remember ever watching. So that was a big deal. The horse racing, but then playing, the passion took off and it's only grown. So when I started a channel, I was like, what better thing? And then I wanted to share that with others. And I wanted to show the main reason really in the beginning with horse racing, like in 10 years or 10, 14 years ago, was to show that, hey, I know how to win at this, and I'm making picks, and I'm putting them out there. And see, I'm just as good as any of these other hotshots out there in this game, even these guys on TV, because I see for myself that I'm winning and I'm withdrawing money all the time, like it's almost an ATM machine after days. And that's the one thing I'm good with the money management, taking money out after a win, not going crazy. So that's how people know me for horse racing. But if you're not really into it, you're thinking about getting started, it is a great, great sport. It is a fun sport, fun crowd, great people. You meet excellent people. And with that, so I bring it to you here. And it didn't die. And the other thing about one thing that did kind of dry up for me, just like the chess or whatever, the bowling, what didn't dry up, the math never dried up. That's just there. That's part of what I do. That's one of my tools, skill sets that I bring to the table. So that's not going to go away. It's not something where I went out and read all these intricate math books. I never wanted to do that, become a pro mathematician. So that's just there. That's just inbred. Other subjects in school, if it's subject bored me, I didn't do too much. I do the homework at the last minute, throw something together, didn't really study for tests. But with math, it was like, wow, this came to me, so I'm always knocking out hundreds there. So that's like a natural thing. But as far as the horse racing, what did dry up, in the beginning, it was the handicapping and the playing the races and the money aspect. So the handicapping really brought it. That was great. It was like solving a puzzle. So that came and that grew, and that only gets stronger and stronger. And that's why I now focusing on, again, it's almost back to the podcast days, sharing my winners and my selections in advance. And I do that for multiple tracks every single day. That has grown. That's the same, if not stronger. That continues to go up and up and up. My horse, as a analyst, an analyst who I'm doing this professionally, now I'm bringing that forward in full force. And I do that every day between 3, 5, some days 6 tracks. What about horse racing is still there, but it's not the same. It's to a much smaller degree than it used to be. It didn't completely dry up like chess. I'm still interested in chess, but I don't play it. I can't remember the last time I had a game. But where it's dried up, where it's much smaller than it used to be. The actual playing, gambling, I don't even consider horse racing gambling. I see it more as something you could study, like the stock market, or analyze and put things forward. You have information to work with. It's not like pulling a lever on a slot machine. So what did drive the interest in playing all of these races from start to finish? Well, I mean, in the beginning, I used to, put balls to the wall with the handicapping and also with the playing. I would be out there playing the races when I had days off. I'd be playing the races from the time the first track opened and was running. Usually it was Parks or Finger Lakes. I didn't like Finger Lakes so much, but one of the other tracks that started early, right through the tracks running late at night, like Charlestown or Mountaineer or Evangeline Downs, Delta Downs, one of those tracks, Emerald Downs sometimes. And I go right through. I play the early tracks, the middle tracks, and the late tracks. The middle tracks, the ones that start at 3, 4 in the afternoon, my time, Eastern time, right through the late tracks, closing late at night. And I'd be bouncing from track to track, and I'd be looking at PPs for all of these tracks, pinballing around, but I was still good finding my spots. And sometimes some I'd pass, some I wouldn't, some I'd lay off because the post times were squeezing so close together. So I didn't really jump on those too much. Sometimes I'd take a break there. But nowadays, it's all about bringing forward. I'm doing this for the professional end, presenting my picks. Am I playing all these races? I don't play like I used to, and I'm not going to be known as a professional or player. Oh, maybe I'll enter some tournaments here or there, or have some days where I really press it. Okay, get known for them. I guess if I was going to consider myself, I guess I would have to enter one of these tournaments, some of these tournaments, and make some money that way. But for me, it's not about the playing as much as it is solving the mystery of who's going to win the race and going forward with that. My strength is as an analyst and providing those winners, whether I play the races or not, because I give it 100% in every single race that I put a selection out there for. You want to come to me after a race and say, why do you pick this horse? I'll give you reasons why. Just like I'll give you reasons why I didn't pick a horse, or multiple reasons. I usually don't just have one reason why I go with a horse. Do you? Hopefully you have a number of reasons why you like a horse, factors, be it the other horses, the track conditions, the surface, the running style, the trainer. There's so much that goes into it, a blast. So as far as betting on the races, that's secondary for me. I'll go out there and I'll play on certain days. When I do play, it's usually just focus on one track or two, a couple of tracks, 3 at the most, and pick my spots. But my juice that I get out of the sport now is the racing community, the camaraderie, and the problem solving, and the thrill, yes, of picking winners and being right about the horses and putting it out there in advance where others have the opportunity to share in those big hits on the selections that I provide. So that's what I enjoy about this channel. The just so much now. It's in the time it seems it's not like it goes by like a snap. And the community here on this channel has grown. Why? I think it's well, I know it's because it's a channel based on something I'm really, really passionate about. A passion that doesn't dry up like bowling or any of the other things in the past where I was once primarily known for. Now I'm primarily known for this. Even the people knew me during those other periods of my life over the years. When they think of me, Al, what do they think of first? Horse racing. Immediately. It's not even a second guess. So it was a natural fit doing a channel strictly based on horse racing. Every single show I've done here, horse racing based over the two years and 5 months. Well, that's why the channel name, all horse racing all the time. It's nothing but horse racing, not just the picks, but also live shows, handicapping pre-recorded shows, horse racing jokes, everything here. It's all horse racing all the time on this channel. And it's growing. I mean, the growth of the channel has been tremendous. I mean, in that time, right now, we're going on a viewership, knocking on the door of 2 million viewers, and also over 9,500 subscribers now, and going strong. And we have email liveracing@gmail.com. If you want to write and request a different show, that's out there as well. You got that option. But it's if you're thinking of ever starting a channel about something, and you're not sure which direction to go, think about what you're good at, what you're known for. This way you can do it naturally. You don't have to force it. You want to try and force a channel where you're going to dread making videos. I look forward to every single video or every single live show or every single chance to put my picks out there and show them, hey, this fucking guy got it done again. It's there. So if you're thinking about starting a channel about something, find something that you're going to enjoy doing and something that you're at least good at, but passionate about and look to get good at. And bring something to the table for people that they're going to want to watch. That's all. What's going on in horse racing today? Horse racing news and notes 2024 coming to a close. It was a great 2024. It's been a great 2024 season for horse racing. We got the 3-year-old battle this year. This was the best 3-year-old battle in years, even though they weren't especially known as standout horses by the speed figures. Some of them now are. Some of them now are. And I want to go back to one other thing about shifting from the gambling aspect to the analysis aspect. Somebody who really did that and became known worldwide as an analyst, not just a player, not a horse racing player, is the great Glenn Ragozin, who he is the creator of the sheets, and I just got this book. I ordered it online. The odds must be crazy. Len Ragozin, the Ragozin sheets. He got started as a player, but found that he was revolutionized speed figures and handicapping with the Ragozin sheets. Many of you familiar with those. Anyone who's a big time handicapper or really takes the game to a professional level is at least familiar, knowledgeable with these. Now, I got this book. I found it for $16.99. It's like almost new condition. But now, if you look at it, I must have got it on a good deal, because if you try and order it online now, it's out of print. It's going for like $58, $59 or more a copy. But what Ragozin did was he found that his temperament, and the temperament's not the problem with me. I got the ice water in the veins. He became more interested in the analysis, in developing speed figures and breaking down how fast a horse it is actually running if you take everything into effect. The trip that it encountered, the wind conditions, the track surface, the ground covered, if the horse is running wide, and come up and condense everything, the speed of the race, into a single number. Lower the number, the faster the race. But he became well known not for, of course, he was always part of horse racing. That's his passion, just like mine. But similar to him, my passion is the analysis of a race, not how to design speed figures. Though I make my own speed figures, I've learned from these Ragozin sheets. They were instrumental in getting familiar with the form cycle of a horse and its tendencies through using these sheets during my handicapping. And now, even when I'm not using the sheets, I usually get them for big days, but when I'm not using them, I'm able to make my own speed figures or adjustments to the speed figures from either Brisnet or Beyer figures based on the factors that go into the Ragozin sheets. But Len Ragozin, he became well known worldwide as the guy that made the speed figures in horse racing and figured out how fast the horse is really running and take that to a whole different level. So that's somebody who's very, so on an analytical end of horse racing, an aspect of horse racing, that's what I do here when I present my selections, and also share with everybody out there how, what goes into handicapping different aspects of races, whether it be on the money end or different plays, wagering end, whether it's on different types of plays. That's what I do. That's my passion here. So we'll let your horse racing friends know about this show, All Horse Racing All the Time. They'll get there, Phil. If you go to the channel show page, it'll show you all the different types of shows, whether they be live shows, selection shows with racing guests, or pre-recorded videos on handicapping, and of course the picks. So, but as far as 2024 horse racing, what a great year. We got the emergence of the terrific Torpedo Anna, who's slam dunk for Horse of the Year, the tremendous filly. Oh, geez, what a majestic performance for this season. Stylish performance, as the guy in the old Hollywood Park, whatever that announcer's name is, the guy with the accent. What is it? The British accent. And anyway, yeah, great year. Then we have the marvelous Sierra Leone, probably going to be the top 3-year-old winning the Breeders' Cup, has never missed the board in his racing career. The best male 3-year-old as far as pure physical, the breeding, the training, Chad Brown, and its performance on the track, the great closing ability and consistency. Is an iron horse, doesn't miss a lot of time. And the breeding, this one probably the standout physical specimen of the all. And of course, who can forget the unbelievable fierceness, who's probably the freakishly fast horse out of all of them as far as pure speed goes. And this one gets achy. Now he's having his ankle done, and he's not going to run in the Pegasus Cup, so they're pointing him later in the year to point towards the Breeders' Cup this year. But when he's on his game, and there's not a wicked speed duel among others, is probably the fastest horse in the country right now. But still, if you talk about, we'll go back to the Ragozin numbers, the sheet numbers in the Breeders' Cup. We'll go to Thorograph now. Thorograph, which is like Ragozin, same thing with the numbers, put up the lowest number of any horse in the Breeders' Cup, a -4. I think that might be one of the lowest of fastest speed figures of the year of anyone. I don't know of anyone who put up a -4. I know Fierceness did a -3 once in one of the races. I think that might have been, but not this year. I think he had a -1 Fierceness for the Breeders' Cup they came up with, and -1. That's because he saved much more ground. He was closer to the inside than Sierra Leone. So taking into account ground loss, Sierra Leone ran the faster race and won the race, beat Fierceness by about a length and a half. But Sierra Leone, a lot of great racing this year. So we're looking forward to it. Promises to be a very good year next year where we get some of these horses back. White Barrio enters the picture again. Looking at that Pegasus World Cup, but it's a very fun year. Flavien Prat stepped up. He's won the most stakes, set the record for most stakes victories for a season. Really coming into his own. Probably has he surpassed Irad Ortiz? I don't know about that, but he's certainly right there with him, if not above him at this time. The way he's racing in his game. So we'll have to see, and he does it at multiple tracks, some big tracks. Whereas Irad is more focused in the Naira circuit, and the Gulf Stream is where he does most of his damage. So Flavien Prat, big year for him. And trainer-wise, we'll have to see who wins Trainer of the Year. I'm thinking Chad Brown, but we'll see. So how about horse racing today? 2024, it's been a very good racing year for all of us. They really delivered. As far as horse racing today, one track running, main track running today, Parx. It's really 2 tracks in North America to choose from. We have Parx and we have Turf Paradise. And they're running today. So we're going to be, we've been working on the handicapping, and we're going to go out there for those. Definitely Parx, and most likely we will have time to get in. We're finishing up on the Parx handicapping. And if we have the time permitting, we will put together a selection show for Turf Paradise today, which gets started at 2:10 p.m. in Parx Eastern Time, and Parx 12:05 Eastern Time. And Parx has 10 races. Turfway Park and Turf Paradise. Names are so close. Turf Paradise, they get started at 2:10. They have 9 races. So stay tuned for that. So if I don't talk with you tomorrow, I want to wish everybody, you and yours, a very healthy and happy new year and going forward, always. If you're playing the races today, if you have time to squeeze it in, check out those Parx picks from today. I'm really loving what I see in the card. And Turf Paradise, I haven't looked at it yet, so time will tell. It's still early. This right now, this is pre-recorded, by the way. Right now, it is just after 9:30 a.m. Ooh, I better get cracking. And I've been at it early this morning, and so I can get those picks out there. And then I still got to make the adjustments after scratches. So look forward to going out there and presenting some good stuff for Parx. Now, when I go live like I did yesterday, I'm out there. I can answer questions. I have chat open on some of these shows, and so you can share your picks with others. You can see what I look for and talk about the different angles, talk about some inside statistics on these horses. I use top data when I'm playing these races. So you'll get to see what's going on, how I come up with these selections. So if you can, if we're out there live, which I most likely will be for today at Parks, be on the lookout for that. And hopefully you can join us. So have a great, great final day of the year, December 31st, day of 2024. If you're playing the races, best of luck and bring it home. Any questions or comments, leave the comments down below, or questions, write me, all lowercase, liveracing@gmail.com, one word. So have a great day. Have a happy new year. Best of luck. Win big. And remember, may the horse always be with you. Thanks for watching, everybody.